There's a series of sichot every week on Shabbat that we used to speak. Berashit, Noach, and Lech Lecha. We're going to go through them in the next three videos. So now, Berashit, Sicha Berashit says something very interesting. Doesn't understand. He says there is a Rashi that says Berashit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'et haaretz Berashit b'shvil bet Rashit b'shvil haTorah shenikra Rashit b'shvil Yisrael shenikreim Rashit v'otam. This is saying that the word Bereshit is not referring to the actual in the beginning that God created. It's referring to it's referring to the Torah and Am Yisrael. And the same, but then he says, explain this. That same Rashi continues and explains that according to Pshuto Mikra, that Hakadosh Baruch Hu created a world. So seemingly, what's the connections between these two explanations? Either you're telling me God created the world, and if you accept that, then meaning that's what the pasuk is intending to tell you. So then, why you intervening with something that's entirely not related? The fact that the Kadosh Baruch Hu and Am Yisrael, the Torah and Am Yisrael were the end goal. So that brings about, that's telling us the mission. It's telling a message of Shabbat Parashat Berashit. Shabbat Parashat Berashit is one leaving out the Chagim and he's entering into the day-to-day. And we're not saying that Am Yisrael is holy. We're not saying that Am Yisrael is part of Chelek Elokam Mamash. We're not saying that Torah is. What we're saying is, when you see the world, you're looking at the world, and you see the creation, you have to appreciate that the world's creation, it has an intention, and the intention is referring to the aspect of the Yehudi that interacts with the world, the aspect of the Torah that interacts with the world. Meaning, so this is not telling you something entirely different from the world. It means that the Torah, meaning the world, as we see it, as it was created, needs to integrate it within it, the neshama of the Yehudi. And this is brought about specifically in the areas of the Torah, in the areas of the Yehudi that seemingly are not evidently holy. So let's say a person is found in the time of the Galut, right? In the time of the Galut, he's seemingly under the jurisdiction of another, and or let's say he's under the jurisdiction of his own nefesh habehamit. So he's interacting with the world. He's not in a place of the neshama is felt in its full intensity. And that's what this pasuk is telling you. So the pasuk is telling you, individual, this person that he thinks that he's found with the world, the pasuk is telling you, Berashit bara Elokim. The answer is yes, it is telling you, but he's telling you how you are the Reshit V'ota. You, the Yehudi, as he is, where he is, must bring about the neshama. And the Rebbe brings out this message in the current events of that time. There was a Rav in Bnei Brak, that said horrible things, and he said that the Jew is under the jurisdiction of America, and therefore, or the Umat Olam, and therefore it's incumbent upon him to find grace in their eyes, and therefore he shouldn't try to ruffle the feathers, as they say, And then he said, and therefore, you should appease them, and because that our whole existence, or rather the state of Israel's security or safety is dependent upon them. And therefore, we have to appease them. So the Rabbi says it's unbelievable that he gathered a crowd that came to hear Torah, and he says things that are so against the Torah. Nobody found it right to explain or to be mochem, because yes, it says atid garbab, meaning that you don't incite, but that doesn't mean that they are that they're providing your validity to exist, right? You're not dependent on their kindness, and where is it that you're not supposed to incite them when not in critical areas of Torah mitzvot? So that is the message of Bereshit. Bereshit is telling you, yes, I'm here. I'm in a place that the jurisdiction. Yes, the storyline could be read in many different ways, and it could be read that I'm not the Reshit V'ota. I'm not the source. I'm not the end goal, It could be that it's not evident that this is the most sublime creation of Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Am Yisrael and the Torah. And that is the mission of Shabbat Berashit is telling you. Shabbat Parashat Bereshit is telling you that don't read that storyline, read it correctly. Read it correctly means that despite being in such a place, despite being in such a scenario where it could be deceiving, nevertheless, you bring out the Torah part, the Reshit of the Torah, the Reshit of the Neshama out in the open, and have it integrated in the world fully.